Okay, just get my glove back on. Now, when you're doing this stuff, you gotta stop being squeamish for just a moment. Now, when I went into that shed, I got to all the old bags of leaves that's up to 2 years, maybe even 3 years old. That's everything that came out of the shed. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, it's way too much to go into the compost bin. So I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna get any garbage and any other stuff that I can see in there out, and I'm gonna stack it up along the shed where that composting stuff was. And as I need it, I'm gonna actually just add it to the bin, because as I understand it, the bin stuff in the bin is supposed to shrink down. So, and I actually pulled that piece of wood that was in there, because I figured to get better aeration with that netting being exposed and it actually having some open air in it. So this one might actually go down quicker than that one. Okay, and that's what the compost up until this point look like. Okay, so at this point, now that we got the bags out of the shed, and that's really a good thing because now I could work in open air. So now that we got the bags out of the shed, we just gonna rip open the bags, see what's inside, clean up what's inside, and then stack it up against the wall to be used. So that's a pretty good amount of stuff. It's probably gonna be just as much as I have there, if not more. But some of it has completely broken down, because some of the bags was just like really small, but they may not have had anything in them in the first place. So we're gonna start on that, and I'll give you an update of how everything look when we get done, because I'm gonna try to get that done before I leave, and I'll just let that be what I do today, then go and get the laundry done. We are now at what time? 3:13 p.m. That's pretty good. Okay, so at 3:13 in the afternoon, all those bags, this is all those bags. Wow, huh? Is more leaves that's in the compost bin. So, wow. And then I still got the leaves in the yard to do. And that's a pretty good amount. Okay. Depending on how it works, those leaves in the yard just might be left as leaves in the yard for mulch for them. The ground got pretty tore up around where I've been doing the composting. But yeah, it's kind of high. To give you some context. Okay. So that should give you a bit of context as to how big the pile is. Okay, that's the garbage can. That's the compost bin. And that's how big the pile is. It's pretty thin though, but it's about the same width as the bin. So that's what we have for what was in all those white bags. As you can see, all the white bins are gone. I pretty much cleaned up. Just gotta put that garbage can out, and I'm ready to go in. So we have pretty much the compost bin 1, compost bin 2, and a very big old pile of leaves right there that we could work with. So if this should go down, then we'll start on the bags, in which pretty soon I'll put the bags wherever I'm gonna put them, and then they'll be done. Now, as far as the beds go, they need to be done just like this. Went through, garbage took it out, and all that. I just rather do my own leaves with my own garbage first. Then I can go to the ones that I have there. Like I said, I don't have to go out looking for any because there's a heck of a lot here. So picking up the coffee grounds from Starbucks tomorrow. That could be added to that one. Okay, and to this one. Okay, I'm going to put this board in front of there to help kind of like keep leaves from blowing. I don't need those to get back into the yard. But like I said, I'm kind of curious as to what's going to go on with these because they're 2-year-old, 3-year-old leaves that had been put in bags and was supposed to be thrown away but never got to it. Then figured out I'd do some compost and pulled them out the bag. Some of them had already broke down pretty good in the bag. Some of them, actually, that pile was already cooking because a lot of them was actually cooking in the bag. When I opened the bag, you could see the smoke that was coming off of it. I guess a low heat. So it's very curious to see what goes on with this one, that pile, because it's already cooking. It's pretty much oxygenated now by being taken out the bag and piled up. I think right now it should be getting a lot of oxygen and pretty soon it's gonna get all that nitrogen, but it's a lot of clippings from the grass in there too. So it's already cooking, so we want to see how that breaks down since it's already old leaves. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to shut this down and get inside, get my clothes ready to do the laundry.